Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, it is early in the morning. I'm tired, but I have vowed that I am not going to complain about that. Well, I'm not going to complain much. So I tell you what, y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you keep up with the shenanigans, and I'll tell you what we're up to. Yeah, so like I said, y'all, it is early in the morning and I'm tired. And I'm always tired when I get up for work early in the morning, but I'm really tired this week because it is time change week. So I thought that instead of doing a whole bunch of running around and trying to get stuff done, we would just have kind of a chill day, hang out together, and just maybe talk about what we eat, what we do. There are a couple of things I want to talk about, but I just don't want to go all like crazy today and try to get a bunch of stuff done. So I'll tell you what, I have some classes to teach. So I'm going to teach a couple classes, then go eat some stuff and do some stuff. And I'm going to take y'all with me when I do that. But for now, I got to get to work. So I will see y'all downstairs in a little while. Oh, y'all, it is rough out in these streets early in the morning, but we're here. We got this. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but we got up at a little after 3. Got the felons up, got coffee. That's when we saw each other upstairs in the office. Now it is 5:15 and it's time for first breakfast, which I think I've told y'all this story. I used to call, can y'all hear these felons? Look, there are felons down here. Can y'all see them? Hang on. These little felons are dancing about because they know that when I eat bananas, they get a bite of banana. So I'm going to have to speed this up and give them their bite of banana because they're going to keep dancing around till they get it. Anyway, I used to call first breakfast just like a snack. Well, then the intern, a few years ago, probably 3 years ago now, the intern had a couple of friends up. And, you know, they'd all been up the night before doing guy stuff. And so I was making my oatmeal. No, it was when I was eating yogurt. And so I was making my yogurt and like mixing in my overnight oats. And one of his buddies was watching me like, what are you making? So I was explaining, I was like, well, I had a snack earlier of, and I said a banana and yogurt. And I don't know if I had hummus at the time or not, and he was like, just kind of looking at me strange. I was like, what? And he's like, well, that's not a snack. That's a whole breakfast. And so then it occurred to me that this is actually first breakfast and I'll have second breakfast later, which when he said that, he kind of they'd been up late the night before, so his defenses were down, and he kind of like recoiled like, oh my God, I just told a woman she eats a lot, which y'all, I don't care, I do eat a lot. Because after I eat first breakfast, I'm going to go work for a little while longer, then I'm going to go get on the bike for an hour and a half, so I'm going to burn this right off. But anyway, first breakfast is going to consist of, y'all have just seen it 3 times, a banana, a single serving yogurt, which is 2 points, it's 80 calories, and y'all, let me tell you what, this is a strawberry one, and it's just the like great value, like the ones I get at the Walmart. So low fat flavored Greek yogurt. So I buy these all the time. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was taking the last bite of one, and I was walking to the sink to rinse it out, and I know they're 80 calories. Look, it says 80 calories right on it. Can y'all see that? So I'm walking to the sink to rinse it out, and I look at it, and it said like 120 or 130 calories, and y'all, honest to goodness, I almost had an adverse physical reaction to that. And like in my head, I'm like, this can't be. There's no way this is 100 and whatever calories. So, although I'm looking like right at the thing, so I'm like, well, it says light, so, like it said all the right things. Some of these, like there's something about it, some of these are not 80 calories. And it was like strawberry, it was all the same things. I don't know what the difference is. I haven't gone back and looked at it because I'm still like a little PTSD'd from it. So even though you know what you're eating and you know your calorie count, just like every once in a while, just spot check your calories on your things to make sure you're eating what you think you're eating. But anyway, I'm about to eat me some yogurt, a banana, and y'all, I just made a fresh batch, not today, obviously, because it's 5:15 in the morning, but I just made a fresh batch of chocolate hummus. So I'm gonna have me some hummus with my banana eat my yogurt, and then I'm going to go back to work for a little while, and then I might check in with y'all on the way out, and I might not, but I have time to ride this morning before I teach some more. So I'm going to do about a 90-minute ride, which is going to be perfect because it's going to break up my workouts. So hopefully I'm going to get better workouts in. Instead of doing like 2 hours at a time, I'm going to break them up some. So I'm going to eat, get me some energy, and then get on the bike. So like I said, I might or might not see y'all in between, but I need to woof this down and get back to class. So let me do this, let me do that, and either I'll check in with y'all before I ride or I'll check in with you after and let you know how it goes. All right, y'all, check out this hot mess. I finished my ride. Well, I mostly finished my ride. So I had planned to do a 20, a 45, and a 20-minute ride. Well, then by the time I got out there, I was like, well, I need to make breakfast and talk to my friends. So I was like all freaking out. I was like, well, I can't finish my ride. I can't do my last 20 minutes. Then I was like, hey, Rain Man, why don't you just do 10 minutes instead of 20 minutes? And everything will be fine. It'll give you plenty of time to get set up and talk to your friends. So that's what I did. And it was fine. And sometimes it's okay to change your plan. So let me tell you what I'm doing. I have a pan on the stove with just a tiny bit of water in it. And I'm going to throw in some unsweet cocoa powder and some monk fruit sweetener, the Splenda monk fruit sweetener. And the cocoa powder is, y'all don't, hang on, I forgot my spatula. I have to smush. The cocoa, I believe, is 1 point for 2 tablespoons. So as long as you stay under 2 tablespoons, which I'm well under 2 tablespoons. And then, of course, the monk fruit sweetener is just plain old zeros. So I'm going to mush this down and get much, and we've made this together a bazillion times. It's just my chocolate oatmeal. So I'm going to cut my heat down some. Get my chocolate melted down, and then dump in half a cup of water. And then I've been going ahead and dumping in my half a cup of oats into the water. I turned my water down too much. Let me turn it back up a little. And let that get going a little bit. And kind of let the oats start to kind of soak up the water before I add the milk. I don't know if it makes any difference at all, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something. So anyway, while that's doing that, so now I'm just going to add half a cup of unsweet plain silk almond milk. And I'm going to talk to y'all while I do it. So yeah, so I was just going to make fun of myself because I get in my head that, like I plan my rides before I get out on the bike. But then I get in my head that I have to do whatever it is that I had planned. Like schedules, like I have to write down things because I don't feel like I'm any busier than anybody else, but I feel like I'm busy. So I have to write down, or I get overwhelmed when I think about all the things I have to do. So I just write them down. And then once I have them written down, I know that I can either do it or not, but I can see it. But then sometimes I feel like once I have something written down, I've committed to it. Like it's on paper, I got to do it. Or like with the Peloton, once I've scheduled a ride, like usually I do like a 15-minute warm-up and then a 20-minute ride, 2 30-minute rides, and then a 20-minute ride or something like that. And I feel like once I've got it scheduled, like once I have the ride put together, I have to do it because I've said I'm going to do it. So then I have to do it. Y'all, what even is that? Like, I haven't said to anybody else I'm going to do it. It's not like I'm hanging out with my friend. Now, if you tell your friends like, okay, let's all get together and go out in the 3D world and do this, you know, hour-long run together or walk together or ride together or whatever, I totally get feeling committed to do that. But y'all, if you're doing it by yourself and you start doing a ride or a walk or a workout of some sort and you get into it and you're not feeling so good or you're running out of time or something changes, just change your plan, adjust your plan. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm talking to myself as much as anybody else. So anyway, my oatmeal is cooking down, so I'm going to turn it down. It's about to where I want it. And now I'm going to throw in some blueberries. And I just use whatever frozen blueberries I get at whichever store I was shopping at when I was out of blueberries. So I'm going to I do 3/4 of a cup only because I use a 1/4 cup scooper to scoop out my 1/2 cup of oatmeal, only because, you know that like barrel of Quaker oats? Well, that's what I used to use. Now I have this cute square container because it's hard to hold that round container and I kept dropping it. So I got me that cute rectangle container. But now in my head, I think, oh, I need my 1/4 cup container to measure my oats. So I still use that one. I know, y'all, am I Rain Man? I told you, Rain Man. Anyway, so that's just the scoop that I have. So I use 3/4 of a cup of blueberries. This is way too much of Danielle, way too early in the morning. I know, y'all. Anyway, so I'm going to cut my heat down. I let this go a little bit too long because I was talking to y'all, but it's all right. I'm going to let my blueberries warm up, and I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to let y'all go while I eat breakfast, but here's the plan. I'm going to eat breakfast. I have a class to teach, but then I have a break after that class before my next class. So I'm going to go jump back on the bike and do another little quick ride, because then that's going to knock out almost all of my cardio for the day. So then after my next class, I'm going to do my last little bit of riding for the day. And then I can do something fun, y'all. I'm going to swing some kettlebells. So that's the plan. I'm going to eat breakfast, do some teaching, do some riding, swing some kettlebells. And then I'll come back, check in, see how y'all are doing, and let you know what we're doing for the rest of the day. All right? So y'all get some breakfast, enjoy your morning, and I will see you in a while. Y'all, I am back. I finished my cardio. I did one more quick ride, and then I swung some kettlebells. So now I am finally going to make it in the shower. So I tell you what, y'all check out my fancy kettlebell work. I'm going to go get in the shower, and then I will meet y'all in the car because we got errands to do. We got to go running about. So watch my kettlebelling, and then I will see y'all in the car.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
Alright, y'all, I am showered, I am dressed, and we are obviously in the car, headed oot in a boot. So, I gotta show y'all this. I stopped at the mailbox on my way oot because my new book is here. This is my next book for the book club I have with my friends, the Gunkle. I'm so excited. I read it a few years ago, and I'm excited to read it again. It's about this fancy Hollywood type fella who's the gay uncle of, I just put it down, but of the two kids on the cover. And some things happen, and they end up going to live with their gunkle for the summer. Y'all, so good. Anyway, so that just came, and I'm so excited. But did y'all see me throwing those kettlebells around like a boss? I know. So the whole thing, like for the Peloton kettlebell workouts, hang on. I was having a little cotton mouth. But for the Peloton workouts, you're supposed to have a light, a medium, and a heavy kettlebell. Well, I have a light, a medium, a heavy, and a monkey face kettlebell. And the monkey face one, that's the one I use for my deadlifts. And I showed y'all that one before. Like, it's way too heavy for me. But it's a monkey face, so I have to try to lift it. Well, I was lifting it today and got a little out over my skis, and I was like, oh, I think I can use this as my heavy kettlebell. I've got a 20 a 15, and a 10. So that's my heavy, medium, and light, which are all like totally normal weights for me. Like I can totally manage those. Well, then I've got the monkey face, which is 36 pounds, which I can deadlift. I just don't need to be like trying to swing it or nothing. So I was like, oh, I can use this as my heavy kettlebell. No, you cannot use that as your heavy kettlebell, little girl. Set that down, sit down, and let the big kids do the heavy lifting. So I humbled myself pretty quickly and then got back in line. But you know what I've started to notice is I think that from doing those like bends and lifts and stuff under stress, I think that's starting to loosen up my hips a little more than just my normal like PT workouts. So that's going pretty well. So I'm feeling better. Like I'm still sore, but I'm feeling better. So anyway, like I said, we got to run errands. We are going to, I got to go pick up a prescription, and then I'm going to run over to the Sam's and get some stuff. What in the heck? Event congestion in 2 days. I don't even know what that's about, but run to the Sam's and get some stuff. But you know what? So I was thinking, I know y'all are like, great. I know. Are y'all tracking? I wanted to talk to y'all about this and ask y'all some questions. Are y'all tracking on this whole microplastics thing? Now I know microplastics have been a thing for a while, but y'all know that I'm the person that's like, oh, what, do you smell smoke? I smell smoke. Why do I smell smoke? Oh, la la la, I'm reading my book. Oh, it's getting warm in here. Why is it getting warm in here? Oh, la la la, I'm reading my book. And then I look up and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's all in flames. How did that happen? Yeah, I know. That's where I am with this microplastics thing. Like I knew it was a thing for a while, but I kept ignoring it. And now it's like a thing. So recent studies have come out, and I'm not prepared to talk about any of them. I have no notes. I have nothing prepared to discuss except that microplastics are bad. And what are we going to do? Like, what are y'all doing? First of all, are you tracking on it? Are you worried about it? Are you doing anything? I have started to try to sort of remove the low-hanging fruit for the intern and me. Like, I've read and, done some research, and it seems like there's some really easy, so microplastics are these sort of like remnant particles that end up everywhere from all of the plastics that we use in our lives. And y'all, plastics are freaking everywhere. So I mean, it's not like you can all of a sudden just be like, all right, I'm not using plastics anymore, and then you're going to be fine, because plastics are everywhere. So my thought is I'm going to go for this thing is, I hope y'all aren't hearing this clacking. It is driving me crazy, which normally I don't hear it, but it's driving me a little buggy today. So I'm going to go for the low hanging fruit, like make the easy changes first with the microplastics. So the biggies that I've heard and read from consistent sources are, and we talked about these the other week, those single-use disposable water bottles, which we didn't talk about them because they're unhealthy. We talked about them because they're expensive. But if you use those regularly and get rid of those, and I mean, this is a random number because you can't say this, but what I heard was those will get 96% of the microplastics out of your life, but it depends on how many of those you use. I'm sure it's like if you drink like 2 a day or 1 a day or something. But anyway, so that's what I am going to do. Like, I already don't use those. Y'all know, well, I'm not going to show you my big pink cup, but y'all know I already use a big pink travel cup. But the intern uses those. I shouldn't be telling things on the intern, but he and I had this conversation. I didn't tell him I was going to talk about him in a video, but so he is going to try not to use those single-use bottles. And y'all, I thought about this on the bike this morning. I don't do it for water, but those flavored soda waters that I drink, plastic bottles. So I'm going to finish up the ones that I have and not buy those anymore. So he and I have talked about how we can replace those things. Because like he drinks the Gatorade, like the water is easy, right? You just get a reusable water bottle. But what about other things that you buy in those single-use plastic bottles? Like the soda water, I'm just going to stop drinking that because I'm not going to start buying it in glass bottles. And like, I don't like real soda water. I like All right, I'm gonna stop driving because one, I think because I'm being all twisty turny, I'm making y'all look all over the place. Ooh, that's dirty snow. I don't want to stop there. I don't want y'all to have to look at dirty snow. All right, I'm just gonna stop right here. All right, so anyway, so I'm not going to start drinking like actual soda water. I'm just going to stop drinking those altogether and maybe drink, you know, those noon drinks that I like? Well, those are better, I think, better for me anyway. So I'm going to drink the noon drinks in place of those soda water drinks that come in the, is it soda water? Flavored, whatever the flavored, well, I'll put a picture here, the flavored water that comes in the plastic bottles. So I'll finish up the ones that I have and not buy those anymore. The intern is not going to drink, he's going to try not to drink the single-use water bottles. And we're going to try to get him off of Gatorade. But y'all, so single-use bottles or any kind of plastic bottles also, I mean, and of course, like all our food comes in plastic. So I don't know, I'm going to work on that. But drinking out of plastic and heating food in plastic is a huge one, because who doesn't, like, you know, take food out of the refrigerator and throw it in the microwave oven in the plastic container you stored it in? Or who doesn't have, like, you know, reusable plastic bowls that you heat food in? Stop that. I just bought, I'm probably not going to link them here because I got them on sale and they're expensive. I think they're expensive if you get them not on sale. But I just bought some, you know, the Crocs that, like, when you eat French onion soup at a restaurant, they have those like fancy Crocs. I got some of those just because I thought they were fancy. Really no excuse other than because I thought they were fancy. But I got some of those for us to heat stuff in the microwave oven, and really more to remind us not to just heat stuff in plastic. But yeah, so those are going to be our two big, like, first moves, is stop drinking out of plastic. And y'all, I should show you the box. The intern made me go through, because I'm like, you need to stop drinking out of this and you need to stop heating stuff in that. And he's like, you need to go through that cabinet over there and get rid of all of those, y'all, my Tervis cups that I don't drink out of ever, really, except for my Georgia ones I drink out of during football season, because I mix my brown liquor and ginger ale in a Tervis cup. But yeah, he made me go through and get rid of all of my plastic Tervis cups, except I kept the Georgia ones because, I mean, there's some things you do for Georgia football. But yeah, so all my Tervis cups gone. Well, they're sitting at the house waiting to be gone. But yeah, so I mean, we're just getting rid of those so that we don't, like, accidentally forget and, like, grab a plastic cup. So we are getting rid of, like, we're trying to make a concerted effort to stop drinking out of plastic, and we are not heating in plastic anymore. And y'all, I just read, I need to research this, but I'm sure it's true. I just read that non-stick coating releases microplastics. So that's all my pans, non-stick coating. So again, I am going to make, like, gradual changes, and maybe I'm going to try to figure out, like, where the most microplastics come from and, like, start with the biggies and work my way down. But we're definitely starting with getting rid of the drinking out of the bottles and heating in plastic. So what are y'all, like, is this even a thing? Is anybody else even doing this? Let me know. I'm going to run right now to the Walmart, grab my prescription. Then I'm going to run over to Sam's, and I need to grab the turmeric that I take because I'm old and swelly. Where I get it, the subscription that I have just went up like $5. So I'm gonna go buy it at Sam's instead. So I'm gonna go grab that. And y'all, I am hungry now after throwing those weights, which I'm going to Sam's Club hungry. What bad could possibly happen from that, right? I know. So I'm gonna run here, get my prescription. I'm gonna run to Sam's and grab some stuff. And then let's go home and eat some lunch. So I'm not even gonna take y'all to any of these places because that's just gonna lead to bad behavior on my part. So let me do this and I'll meet y'all back at the house and we'll make some lunch. All right, y'all, I survived the Sam's Club without buying a whole bunch of random stuff. I know, you don't believe me, but I did. I made it out of there for well under, okay, not well under $100, but under $100. I know, take a second. Anyway, so I want to show you just a couple, well, most of what I got, and tell you what I'm gonna have for lunch, which is super boring, so we're not gonna do it together, but here's what I got. I got chicken in a can, because y'all know how I love chicken in a can. And these are the obviously Sam's Club ones because I literally just got it at Sam's Club. But these are the ones that I get. They're like the big old cans, and I'm gonna have one of these right now. I will eat a whole can of this in a salad. So I got that. I got Greek yogurt, which I'm not eating Greek yogurt for breakfast anymore, so I don't go through nearly as much Greek yogurt as I was, but I still apparently eat kind of a lot of it. So I got a couple of these. I went ahead and stuck one in the fridge out there. I got chicken breast, which I went ahead and stuck in the freezer, so I don't have a visual for that. I got bananas. I got a yappy dog. Y'all hear her. Imitation crab meat. I know, I love imitation crab meat. And y'all, a bunch of microplastics because half of this stuff is in plastic and then the other stuff is in cans which lined in something that has microplastics. What are we gonna do? I can't even. I got two of these. I stuck one out there already. This is the good spring mix. Y'all know how I love this spring mix. This is not the, I say turmeric. I think I'm saying it wrong because there's an extra R in there, but whatever. This is not the one that I've been taking, but my buddy Starsky is taking this one. So I was like, well, if it's good enough for Starsky New, it's good enough for me. So I got this because the one I was getting, like I said, just went up in price. So I got my turmeric, whatever it is. I'm gonna keep saying turmeric. I got some loratadine for the intern because he's got something going on and I've diagnosed him with some kind of sinus funk. I know, well, me and AI both did. I said he had it and then I put it in the computer and the AI said, oh yeah, that's what that is. So when AI and I agree, I'm gonna call it right. I got avocados and that's about it. I got a big old hunk of meat that I'm gonna make for the intern. I will not eat this, not because there's anything wrong with it, but it's just too much for me. So I told y'all we got the new air fryer. Well, it's got the spit in it that you can put stuff on it and it like rotisserie cooks it. So I'm gonna just shove this on the rotisserie thing, put some seasoning on it and let it rotisserie cook for a couple of hours and see what comes out. So that's that. I got some Advil too and that's all I got. And y'all, these are the Crocs that I told you I got. And like I said, I guess I'll put a link, but they're not like a great price at full price. And I don't think if you know what, by the time this video goes up, I'm sure what am I trying to say? I'm sure the discount will no longer work, but look how cute. I got 4 of these for, I think like $18.99 or something, but they're like 40 bucks full price, which I'm not a player in that game. So here's the other thing I thought of in the car that I forgot to tell y'all. So the other big microplastic thing, tea bags. Tea bags apparently are awful for releasing microplastics into you, which I'm fine with because I've been using loose tea for the longest because y'all know I have my Breville Perfect Tea Kettle over there, which apparently actual British people, I don't know, can y'all see that? It's the tea maker thing that like you put the loose tea in the top and it lowers it down and then it makes your tea and then it raises it back up. Apparently in real like British circles, it's called a teas made, which I don't know if that's like teas, like multiple T, M-A-I-D, like, you know, like the person that works at your house that makes your tea, or if it's like teas made, like T''S, tea is made, M-A-D-E. I don't know. Apparently I don't speak British and I don't understand British, so I just call it my Breville Perfect Tea Kettle, like they say in the commercial on the website. But anyway, what am I even talking about? I've had that thing for over a dozen years. So I've been using loose tea for a long time. The only tea bags I have are my turmeric, whatever tea that I don't really like very much anyway. So I'm gonna use that up and be done with it. But yeah, tea bags. So y'all, I'm not telling you what to do about microplastics, but if you're trying to reduce your microplastics and you're using tea bags, think about, I don't know if I have anything. I literally just interrupted myself mid-sentence to go grab something, but you don't have to buy a $300 Teas Made to make yourself, okay, I know folks know how to make loose tea. I'm all up in y'all's Kool-Aid because I'm excited. But there are all kinds of things that you can get. Like this is, I don't know why I own this, but it's from Tavana, so apparently I spent a lot of money on it. But it's like a traveling tea, little tea kettle. So you like put your water in it, you put your loose tea in here and just shove it down in there and it makes your tea. And then look, it's got a little strainer inside. So then you just pour it out of there into your cup. So there are all kinds of things that you can get to make loose tea into real tea. And y'all don't think, oh, well, I'll just buy loose tea and then buy little tea bags and make my own tea. Don't do that. This is plastic. I just realized this is plastic. My Breville tea kettle, that one's metal, but actually that's not plastic. It's got less plastic in it, but it's a work in progress. But yeah, there are lots of things. There are glass ones. I had a beautiful ceramic one. I think I probably still do somewhere. I'm not going to go digging looking for it, but it's like a ceramic teacup with a little ceramic thing that just dips down in it to make the tea. Or you can get yourself just a tea ball or something, but I'm on a rant. I got to eat some lunch. I'm hungry. So I'm going to eat some salad, which I'm not going to show y'all the making of the salad, but y'all know I got salad mix. I have the makings of the salad right here. I got salad mix, I have chicken in a can, I have avocados, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drain some chicken in a can, I'm gonna cut up an avocado, mix that up, and I'm gonna chop up some salad mix with, it's over there, I'm not gonna grab it because I'll probably cut myself right in front of y'all, but I'm gonna use my chopper smasher and chop up some tomato and cucumber and celery and mix it in with my spring mix for my salad. And I'm going to use my homemade light buttermilk dressing, which we made a couple of weeks ago, y'all. I'll link the video here, but that's 0 points per tablespoon for 1 tablespoon. I think it's 1 point for 2 tablespoons, but I'm only going to use 1 tablespoon of that, 1 tablespoon of Hidden Valley Ranch light dressing. Mix those together and that'll be good. And y'all, I'm not going to show you how I make a salad because it's boring, but I promise you this. I'm gonna make a salad, I'm gonna eat it, I'm gonna go do some work, I'm gonna sit on the couch and read books, but then I'm gonna come back and we'll make dinner together because I'm gonna make something yummy for dinner because I'm already hungry now for dinner and I ain't even ate lunch yet. So let me eat lunch, let me go do some work and I'll come back and we'll make dinner and wrap this thing up. All right, y'all, so enjoy your afternoon and I'll be back. Y'all, I finished all my work, so I was gonna sit on the couch with the dogs and read books for a little while. So I did. I sat on the dogs with the couch and read books for like an hour with my eyes closed. I know, I just woke up from like an hour nap on the couch. So I'm done. I'm gonna make something to eat, just throw together something super simple and just be done with the day. So here's what I'm doing. Hang on, let me show you. I have frozen butternut squash in the air fryer. Can y'all see that? So that's in there. So while those are cooking, I'm going to take some hash browns, frozen hash browns, which y'all calling these hash browns is a stretch. It's just shredded potatoes. But I'm going to take those and saute them a bit in a pan. First I'm going to spray my pan as soon as I find my pan. I'm going to spray it with some olive oil and just let them cook a bit. Oh, I forgot to tell you, because I was about to put salt on these. I doused my butternut squash good with tahini. Remember when we made those breakfast bowls with the butternut squash in the bottom and it was like all the different spices? I ain't got time for all that, y'all. I just threw some tahini in there and sprayed them with just a little bit of, so this is one like a mister, which isn't really misty, but it kind of like mists olive oil. So I put some good extra virgin olive oil in there and I spray stuff with it. So sprayed the squash with that. I just sprayed some, that's what I sprayed in the bottom of my potatoes. So I'm gonna throw in some salt. And I'm not going to put much seasoning in here because I think I seasoned the squash pretty good. So let me let these cook and then I'll be back. All right, y'all, my potatoes are done. I'm going to just slide them into the bottom of my bowl. And then I'm going to layer in some squash. This is gonna be so yummy. Now, you know what, I'm gonna leave the rest of the squash. I might throw it on later, or I might just stick it in the fridge and use it next time. And so now I'm gonna make some eggs, hang on. And there she goes, y'all. Let's give this a try. I know it's gonna be good, but I'm gonna try it just for giggles. I'm gonna mix in the egg, and I went ahead and heated up a couple of leftover meatballs just for a little added yumminess. And there we have it. I'm gonna taste it, and then I'm gonna throw on some hot sauce. It's gonna be hot. Oh, it's good. Depending on how hungry you are, you can get away with not adding the meatballs. I just went ahead and heated them up because I know I'm not gonna feel like bothering with it later. Let's throw on some Franks. Just a little. That really was just a little. I never do just a little, but that really was just a little. This is gonna be very, very good. And it's super filling with just the potatoes and squash and the 2 eggs, and y'all, so easy and stuff. Well, obviously the squash was in the freezer, so I just keep the squash and the potatoes in the freezer for times like this. That's very good. So y'all, I'm gonna call that a day. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload doing fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.